hatch to look and see if they texted, and I forgot to kick out, so I have to restart. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I was only a few minutes into it, but like I think some got his job doing arm drag. Like, I just thought of something to tell you before that. Now I forgot. Fuck. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like one of the weird things I saw today was I follow Glenbrook North on Instagram, and they had a whole like 10-minute video like explaining procedures because they're gonna start doing like some in-person classes. And it was just like so bizarre seeing like the old hallways with like there's I guess I couldn't remember. Yeah, the lockers did look a little different in some places, but like a lot of the hallways looked the same. Like I'm like, oh, I could see where like, oh, you're right by like the health office and essay hall and stuff like that. And then there's some differences because I know they added that like that big like atrium area towards the front with that big spiral staircase that is going to look totally foreign to me. But it was just like bizarre seeing the school with like they're showing all these or like, you know, they showed a classroom and like literally every like all the desks are spaced out. And they like had a whole thing about like, yes, you're allowed to take a drink of water, but like make sure it's quick and like you put your mask right back on. I'd just be like, I really like, not that they're, you know, obviously people dying is worse, but I feel for kids who have to like imagine if that happened like your senior year of high school, where like the last few months of that was just totally fucked, and then you don't even know what you're gonna do for college then. Like, I mean, if in my case I would have just been like, well, I'm not gonna like. My dad probably would have said like, you're not going to like a college, like I'm not paying for a college where you're just gonna sit in a dorm and be online. Like, you're like, that's a fucking waste of time. But it's just got to be like so weird that like they're missing like, you know, 6 months, and when you're fucking like in high school seems like an eternity. Some formative fucking shit happens in that, and they just miss out on all that. I fucking feel for it. It has to be so fucking bizarre. On top of like, I don't even imagine what like the drama is like. It's like, we're breaking up, Aiden. You haven't seen me in months. I'm like, yeah, because there's a fucking pandemic. Like, God, my parents won't let me leave. Or just like how many kids have gotten in trouble for like sneaking out to like see their friend or their girlfriend during this whole thing when they're not supposed to. Ugh, weird fucking shit. But yeah, it was just bizarre seeing that sort of thing. Yeah. I mean, do I need to forgive him? Like I don't like it's not like I really hold like I didn't like him that much anyway. So it's like seems like kind of a disingenuous like he's canceled. Also, I didn't really give a fuck whether he existed or not. Like, so I don't have exactly. Oh God, he's turned into a loon of the highest degree anyway. Like he's totally gone. My question on Dr. Drew is like, why the fuck were you talking to begin with? This isn't even your specialty. Like, I mean, that's happened. That's been a constant thing during this. Is like, oh well, like I have expertise, like not even in like medicine. Like, oh, I know data science, and all of this is just data. Like, yeah. Oh, Sanjay Gupta? No, he's a legit doctor. Like, I'm not saying like all celebrity doctors are gonna be right, and it's kind of a simplistic thing to be like, oh, this guy's an MD, so he'll know what he's talking about. Like, because that's not true. Like fucking crazy demon sperm lady in Texas that everyone was talking about a month ago. She's a real doctor. I don't know what Nigerian medical school is like, but one COVID denier I did not expect was Van Morrison. That was that's just like seems weird. Yeah. Emily decided to ruin Moondance for her. Like, it's a wonderful night for for a ventilator. Yeah. No, it's just like one you like. I don't know what. Like, I've never thought. Hey, what are Van Morrison's political views? Like. Honestly, a little surprised he's still alive. That's be frank. Like, he's probably late. He's got to be late 70s, right? Yeah. And if he's still like concerned about touring and everything, it's a little weird. Makes me think he owes someone money. Okay, there was a mob thing I wanted to ask you about because this got brought up in The Sopranos that I had never noticed before. It was the episode where the Columbus episode, and like Tony brings up how that casino, that Indian casino, like wanted them to bring, like was asking for a favor to get Frankie Valli to do a thing there. And I remembered from, like, I watched the film version of Jersey Boys, and in it, that movie is riddled with historical accuracy, so I'm sure this is not this is among them. The movie makes up has this whole thing where one member of the Four Seasons, like, got himself in such huge gambling debt, and the way that they worked out of it was Frankie Valli said, I will assume responsibility for his debt, and that's why he, like, has been touring it well into his 80s, was that, like, he robbed gambling money for his friend. And I know legitimately that Frankie Valli, like, has known some mob guys, because he he grew up in Jersey. Yeah. But is there any truth to the thing where, like, he, like, literally owes them money and that's why, like, he's paying off debts? Like, yeah, it honestly, that seems like way too that seems like way too like poetic and or simplistic, like that, oh, that's why, when, like, it seems much more legitimate that, okay, well, he may have, like, assumed, like, a friend's debt, but he would pay that off eventually by how much he tours. It's not like he's not like, I literally lost, like, $1 billion and that's why I have to tour for the rest of my life. I don't. Yeah. And like I said, Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, that the Jersey Boys movie is very inaccurate um, on many different things. Like they have just like totally unnecessary like um, chronological shifts. Um, like they do this whole thing where like his daughter has a drug problem and died, and they shift that like 15 years before it happened, or I'm sorry, it happened in the right timeline, and then they make it seem like, oh, he wrote this like big song for her, that became like one of his last hits, and like they have the timeline so screwed up. Like his daughter died like 10 years after that song came out. And there's it doesn't make any fucking sense. Although they do in the movie bring like there's a guy playing young Joe Pesci, since Pesci was legitimately friends with the oh god, I feel like there probably is some guys from the Sopranos in that, because they need some Jersey dudes, and that's like I was explained to Emily that like the lot of guys that were in the Sopranos were just like they were like, oh, we just whenever there was a mob movie they just showed up like. Well, I remember the big one was like the Mickey Blue Eyes that came out like really close to when The Sopranos premiered, was like almost all of them, like to a comical degree. Not just like not just like, okay, yeah, like a few of them have been in like were in Goodfellas, and wasn't one or two of them in Godfather? Yeah. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Right, yeah. Well, even like Junior only had like a real bit part anyway, right? Yeah.